Hey there. So today I want to continue talking about Disney Cruise Line. Just to kind of recap, or in case you didn't watch yesterday's video, my husband and I have cruised on Disney Cruise Line 6 times. We've been on all of the ships, and we've been on the Dream, or excuse me, the Fantasy and the Wonder twice. So that's our experience on Disney Cruise Line, as well as the fact that we cruise with no kids. So it's just adults, and see my kitty. He's on my table. He's a bad kitty. Anyway, so we cruise only with the 2 adults. Sometimes we cruise with my parents. And so my husband and I are in our 50s and my parents are in their 70s. My parents do not prefer Carnival. We did take them on one Carnival, or they came with us on one Carnival cruise, and they did not come back for our next 2 Carnival cruises. Didn't really like it. They would go back on a Disney cruise in a heartbeat, and I do think they would come on Royal Caribbean as well. Their experience is that they have cruised 20 plus times, mostly on Royal Caribbean. They also did Princess, they've done Norwegian. I think the majority of their cruises have been Princess and Royal Caribbean being the most. So they've definitely done 10 or more cruises, and they've done back-to-backs on Royal. So that's our background on cruising. And I love cruising. On my bucket list is to retire and cruise year-round. I mean, I love it that much. I love the water. I love being on the water. I love eating where I can look at the water. I am happiest when I'm just sitting and chilling and staring at the water. And if I can be on it, that's just all the better. So there you have it. Now, Disney is by far right now our favorite cruise line. Again, I talked about this in my last video, and I want to make these videos really short, well, relatively speaking. And I'm going to do one every day in this, like, let's call it the Disney series of cruising. So I'm going to get right to the topic today, which is dining on Disney. Now, I talked a little bit about the dining on Disney yesterday, and I'm just going to give you my experience with it and how we, what we liked. Now, you have to bear in mind, we have not cruised on Disney since 2013. At the end of 13, in 14, 15, and so far 16, we've cruised, in 14, 15, and 16, we cruised Carnival. So our last cruise on Disney was on the Fantasy, and it was in, I believe, May of 2013. So regarding dining, now, yesterday I talked about, because we are adults without kids, that, if you're, and this information will kind of go both ways. It'll apply to you if you're adults without children. It'll also apply to you if you're a family. Because, of course, you can get away from your kids when you're on the cruise. They have great clubs for the kids. So any of this can apply to you as well, even if you're cruising with your children. So the main dining rooms, they have several dining rooms, and you rotate. So you rotate every night to a different one. And say there are 3 dining rooms, and I'm trying to remember, but I think it's possible that the bigger ships have 4, but let's say 3 dining rooms, and you rotate a different dining room every night. And then you repeat, for longer cruises. The nice thing about their dining is that your wait staff will come with you. So even though you go to a different dining room each night, you'll have the same people serving you if you're using the main dining rooms. So that's really cool. It's great. The customer service is just spectacular on Disney. We have not had a bad dining experience. Well, save one, and I kind of referred to it in my last video. I don't recommend cruising right after a ship has been refurbished or is brand new. We cruised on the Dream when it was new. I think it was its third inaugural cruise. And the wait staff, they were not with it. This was our third Disney cruise at that time. And it was by far, actually, when it comes to service, it's right up there with one of the worst that we've had when it comes to the service. Carnival is definitely they compete right with them for that, that honor on a couple of their cruises as well. But so there was one, and I attribute it to the fact that the wait staff had not learned how to work together yet. And I have to say that my parents and my husband, my parents did not agree. They thought the service was fine. My husband was sort of, you know, maybe they were a little hit and miss. So maybe I was being a little hard on them. I don't know. I just remember that, like, Disney, as does most other cruise lines, they know you. So the second night when you arrive in the dining room, you'll have your drink of preference, you know, your choice, sitting at the table waiting for you. If you like certain things, it will be there waiting for you. If your kids, if you've made it known that they're gonna eat chicken fingers and French fries every night and they like ketchup, it will be there waiting for them. Maybe not the food, but I've heard people say the food too. I mean, just, they're great. And they weren't on it on that cruise. And that is the only dining experience that I can say out of 6 cruises that wasn't excellent. The only other complaint that I have is, and it's really not a complaint for me, but I can see where it would be for others, is that the main dining room, especially in the earlier seating, can be very noisy. So if you're looking for a quieter dining experience, I certainly recommend the specialty restaurants that are adult only, because you'll get a much better experience when it comes to quietness, atmosphere. Now, having said that, the main dining rooms are all themed. For example, you have Animator's Palette on all of the ships. And Animator's Palette's very cool. They have art, black and white sketches all over the room, and you have a table mat, a placemat that is just an empty sketch. So you're encouraged, everybody is encouraged to you know, draw that and color that table mat in, and then they come around and they collect them, and so it's Animator's Palette. Everything comes alive, and it's just their show. I don't know how far into the dinner. I'm trying to think how far in to the dinner that it started. I really don't know. Let's say maybe halfway through. The vests that the wait staff are wearing, they turn them inside out, so now they have color. When they started serving you, they were all black and white. Then when their clothes change and become colorful, then the sketches all over the room, they become animated and they fill up with color, and then they also show you, they take your placemats and they'll come up on the screens, and it's fun. So every dining room is themed, and I look forward to going to the dining room so much for the theming that when we are going to Palo's, which is their signature restaurant, when we are making reservations for Palo's, I have to actually find out when, like, Pirate Night is. Because Pirate Night, we have done a lot of times, and I don't mind skipping Pirate Night, so sometimes I'll make our Palo reservation then. Otherwise, I will make it when we repeat a restaurant. So usually on the 4th night, we're repeating whatever our first restaurant was. And so I'll make Palo reservations that night, because I don't want to miss our themed dining rooms. They're so much fun, and I just love them. And the food is good. Now you'll hear different opinions on the food. Some people think the food is not great. The majority of people, I believe, will tell you the food is pretty darn good. But it's cruise food. So you have to understand, they're making food for thousands of people, and it is what it is. If you want an excellent food experience, I certainly recommend that you go to one of the Pei restaurants, one of the signature restaurants, the specialties, which is Palo or Remy's, and you will get it. Now, having said that, I'm not a huge fan of Palo or Remy's. Well, now, okay, I can't say Remy's. I haven't been to it. I really don't want to go to it. I wrote down the prices actually. It's $85 per person for the dinner at Remy's, and I've looked at the menu. It's not worth it to me. Palo's, definitely try it once. It's $30, I believe, per person for dinner, and it's worth it once as far as I'm concerned. Now, what I think is worth it, and every cruise we had, I would book immediately the brunch. They have the brunch on sea days, and I would actually base our itinerary on making sure we had enough sea days that I could get a sea day brunch at Palo's. It is spectacular. I love it. You walk in, and not only is Palo's very just beautiful with ocean views from every table, the service is excellent. And when you walk in for the brunch, they take you on a tour. A server will take you around, and they have a room in the back that, and it's actually, I think it's in like the wine room, but they have it set up and, for like a buffet. And they have the best food. And their shrimp, their large, the jumbo shrimp that they have is so good. Oh my gosh. I dream about that shrimp. It's so good. And they, have so many desserts, and it's awesome. Now, the last time we were on the Fantasy, it was $20 for the brunch. It's now also $30. I would still pay for it. I wouldn't probably want to go to Palo's, although like I said, wonderful experience, but my husband probably would. So we probably would go to Palo's. But we would definitely do a brunch. And if we had 2 sea days, I would want 2 brunches. I love it. They also used to have a tea. I don't know if they still have the tea. I would almost say they do. I can't imagine not having tea time in the afternoon. So I would check that out. It was like $15, and it is so nice. I love tea, and I just love the experience. Again, you're in Palo's. The ocean views are spectacular. The ambiance is quiet, and it's nice. It's elegant. It's nice. I love it. Dress at Palo's is, now at the brunch, you can wear shorts, but again, it's like resort casual. At dinner, it is more formal, but men do not have to wear a jacket. I will say that every time we've been to Palo's, every single time, there have been men in shorts. But just because they do it doesn't mean it's allowed, and it's not. The staff don't turn people away. I don't know if it was a jacket required experience that they wouldn't. I've heard definitely there are places at Disney where when a jacket's required, they do have a jacket there for you to wear, or you will be turned away. So I don't know if they would enforce those rules if it was more upscale, but I have seen men in kind of a resort casual at night. They're wearing collared shirts, but shorts, like golf shorts. And you're not supposed to. Although they do say that you can, men, they prefer the collared shirt and slacks, dress pants, whatever. And women, dress pants, pantsuits. Any kind of resort, stylish attire would be fine. They just don't, and you can even wear jeans as long as that's not wholly. They just don't want shorts or cover-ups or anything like that. What else? Oh, they have, so that is it as far as the signature specialty restaurants go. That's my preference. Palo, love it. More so the brunch. And main dining rooms, told you about the themes. You have early dining and late dining. Last time I was on Disney, they did not have like a anytime dining. Don't know if they do yet. We prefer early dining, but it is the crazier, busier, louder. So if you want it quieter and you want the main dining, go to the later one. They have all kinds of, venues out on the main deck area where they have, sandwiches and burgers, the grill, pizza, and it's all, quick service fare, if you will. My husband's okay with the pizza. I'm not a big pizza person. He was okay with it. As far as the burgers and stuff, it tasted very much like at the parks and like pretty much everywhere else as far as burgers, fast service burgers go. They do have some paninis when I was there last time that were pretty good. They had like a caprese that was yummy. They also have soda included. Your drinks are included, which is really cool because my husband does drink soda and he loves the fact that they have soda. He can get soda whenever he wants and he doesn't have to pay for it, especially after what happened on our last cruise on Carnival, which if you want to know what happened, you'll have to go watch that because I said this would be short, so I got to wrap this up. But yes, my husband is happy about the included soda. I'm not a soda drinker. I would love it if they had included specialty drinks. And speaking of which, and I mean coffee, speaking of which, Quiet Cove, which is the adult area, has a cafe where they do serve specialty drinks and have complimentary desserts. So if you're an adult and you're over 18, you can go into that area, go over there during the day, get a coffee. Those do cost. And get some complimentary desserts. It's a beautiful area. You can just sit and enjoy, or you can take it out onto the deck and sit by the pool. Very nice. There are there's a couple of complimentary dessert places around the ship. And if you're in doubt, just ask. They'll tell you if it's complimentary or not. What else did I want to tell you? Ice cream. They have ice cream, like most of the other ships, complimentary, and it's 24 hours a day. I'm pretty sure it's 24 hours a day. It was the last time I was on there, so I don't know. But again, it's complimentary when it is available. And then we will end with room service. We love room service on Disney. Why? Because the first night, we always order a Mickey bar. Now, if you're a Disney fan, you know the Mickey bar is like a must-have at Disney. I'm talking about the ice cream bar. And the first time that we ordered room service and ordered a Mickey bar, it was so exciting. I took pictures. It's probably on my Instagram, which is @agratitudediva, but you'd have to go far back. I'll try to find a picture and put it on there. So if you want to go follow me on Instagram @agratitudediva, I will post a picture of it if I can find it. It was just so cool because they bring, the silver domed serving platter into your room and you open it up and there's 2 Mickey bars sitting there on napkins. It is so awesome. And we love Mickey bars. So that's cool. 24-hour room service. And it is, you do tip when they bring you your room service. Our rule of thumb is tip $1 per tray, and if we only get one, we just give them a couple bucks. But not per tray, but per tray. So normally we do not get more than just like one small tray when we order room service, so we always give them a couple dollars. But yes, you should tip them cash when they deliver. That would be nice. And I guess that's it. That's all I want to say right now. I can't think of anything else. Let me look at my list. Cabanas. Cabanas is the buffet on board. And I gotta say, I have heard people say different, but I think Cabanas is one of the best buffets out there. Now, I have tried Norwegian, Royal Caribbean, Carnival and Disney. I love Disney's buffet. Lots of fresh vegetables, salads. They have the shrimp on the buffet, and it is, like I said, excellent shrimp. They had fish. They had they had a couple carving stations. I really liked their buffet. And what else? Oh, regarding reservations for the signature restaurants. So they have it tiered. If you're a new cruiser, you can book your reservations. I think it's 75 days out. I don't know that I wrote it down, but I think it's 75 days out. And then it goes up from there. You know, the more you cruise, the sooner you can, it's sort of a perk, the sooner you can reserve online your dining experience. And I think that the people with the highest tier can book 120 days out. So, okay, one last thing I want to say before I get off here. Here's a tip. If you cannot get your Palo brunch or dinner or Remy or tea time or whatever, if you cannot get it booked online, do not panic. And you don't have to kill yourself continuously looking to see if you can get in. When you board the ship, around 1:30, they will be at Palo's. Just walk down there and you will see. When you go to the specialty restaurants, they have like a main hostess desk right in the middle, and then you go one way to Remy's and one way to Palo. And then there's like a bar, a lounge behind it. So they will be there and you can book, and they have so many openings. I don't know why that is, but it's awesome that it is. And we have several times had to book once we got on board. Never had a problem. Never had a problem. We've never even had to sacrifice the time. We got exactly what we wanted. So don't panic. You know, do the best you can. Try to get it online. If you can't, just when you board, go and talk to them and they will get you all set up. All right, that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, please ask below. I'll do the best I can. Remember, a lot of this is just my subjective opinion. You may not agree, but I enjoy sharing with you. Hope that you can find some value in my experiences. I'll be back tomorrow to talk about something else regarding Disney Cruise Line. And maybe we'll talk about what there is to do on Disney Cruise Line. Especially as an adult, but again, it'll apply to families as well. So any questions, please ask. You can follow me on Twitter at @agratitudediva. And as I said, you can find me on Instagram at @agratitudediva. And I would love it if you would subscribe. You'll get notified when I upload new videos, which is every day. And yeah, like my video, I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.